The name of the series is Willow 2022. The film starts from an era when the Black Powers were going to rule the world, but then a newborn girl was shown whose name was Elora. It was predicted that she would grow up and save the whole world, but when the goddess of the dark powers, Aidavi, came to know about this, she put her big black army behind Elora to kill her, after which a dwarf magician and a thief saved Elora's life. Then, to save her from every danger, they changed Elora's identity, even from Elora herself, that who is she? After which we see a princess, Kit, who was practicing fighting with her friend. Then she says that how different the world outside our palace will be, and then some soldiers come here and tell Princess Kit that it is very important for you to participate in the party in the evening, because this is your mother's order, so you must come. Then Princess Kit's brother is shown to the prince, who was with his friend. He likes her, so he was swearing to live and die with her. His friend used to cook food in their palace. Then a soldier comes here and tells the prince to come to the evening party. In the evening, everyone got ready and came to the party. Everyone was enjoying the party. Here the queen announces that congratulations. It has been 200 years today, after being freed from the atrocities of the cruel queen of the other city. Since then, there is peace between us and the people of the other city, and the people of the other city are our friends. So in the same joy, I am going to marry my daughter Kit to the king of the other city, Britain, the benefit of which we will face all the problems that will come together in both the cities, which we will have to do until the queen of the seven worlds, Elora, does not come. Kit's mother, the queen, who is the wife of the thief who saved Elora's life with the dwarf magician. With this, the queen heard a strange voice. So she comes straight to the jail and meets a prisoner, who was also a friend of her thief husband. That prisoner tells the queen that your daughter is not happy with this marriage. The queen replies that I am doing this for my people, because until Elora does not come, both the cities have to be united. Kit was really not happy with this marriage, so she changes her appearance and comes to her friend, and she was telling her that I do not want to get married, because I do not like Prince Gritton. I am running away from the palace. You also come with me. But her friend refuses to do so. That no, I cannot deceive my queen. But because Kit was her friend, and she finally agreed. Strange monsters had come outside the palace. As soon as one of them blows, suddenly there is a storm in the whole palace. The guards got worried seeing this. What happened suddenly? Where did the storm come from suddenly? They were thinking that, and all the monsters attacked the palace at once. Kit and her friend also came out with a sword and started trying to fight these monsters. But because of the storm, neither they could see the monsters, nor the monsters could see them properly. They were attacking the sword somewhere else, and it was targeting somewhere else. When the queen heard the news of the attack, she freed the prisoner, saying that now you will save my blood. This is your responsibility. Hearing this, the prisoner takes his weapon and goes to face the monsters. A monster does black magic on his rod and attacks the bravest soldier of the queen with that rod, due to which he was badly injured. Kit's brother, that is, Prince, was asking his friend for marriage, but as soon as he found out about the attack, he also became alert. Immediately he takes his weapon and goes to kill the monsters. All the people of the palace were facing the monsters very well. They were attacking with the swords and killing them, but these monsters were very dangerous and bloody. They were also cutting them with swords, and then the prisoner cuts the leader's arm with his sharp sword in a single attack. As soon as he does this, a flying monster came here and kidnapped the prince and took him away. Because of the kidnapping of the prince, the queen and everyone were very worried. To save her son, the queen sends a lot of her soldiers with Kit, because there was no other way. Along with that, she was telling the prisoner that because you also know all the borders outside of the palace, so you also go with them. In return, I will forgive all your sins and crimes. The prisoner agreed. He also asks that the flying monster has kidnapped the prince and taken him away. So how will we find him? The queen replies that don't worry about him. In all this, your help will be done by a dwarf magician. He lives across the river. You go there immediately. He must be waiting for you, because all this is happening exactly as he said. Before going, the queen reveals a big secret to Kit. She tells him that cruel queen was my mother, because you, me and your brother are a part of her family. So her blood is running in her veins. She wants to be alive again by using our blood and Elora's blood, and wants to rule the world, because their soul is wandering. That dwarf magician and I killed my mother. After which I became the queen. Actually, she had come so much in the grip of evil powers that she became the goddess of evil, which meant that the goddess of black powers at the beginning was none other than the queen's mother. She wanted to kill Elora and open the door of another black world, so that all the evil powers of that world come into our world. A world of her evil could be made here. And she can take over here. So to save Elora and the whole world, I killed her. And with this, all those people leave the palace. On the way, they felt that someone was following them. So they started waiting in secret. And then they caught the prince's friend here, who was saying that I also want to go with you to save the prince, because we both love each other very much. Kit asks, but what will you do? You do not even know how to fight. She replies that yes, I cannot fight, but I can cook food for you on the journey. After agreeing to the matter, they also take her with them. After which all those people cross the border and come to a separate place. There was a strange kind of protective wall here, which the great magicians had made to protect the evil powers of this place. They moved a little ahead, where some strange people who were wearing strange masks attacked them, because of which a soldier's life is lost. To escape them, they started running. That tribe was also behind them, but then in front of a very deep river. Those people jumped with their horses, from which now they can save their lives from the people of the tribe. Now they came out of the river and started walking ahead. After crossing the river, they come to the place where they were told to come. Then a dwarf came in front of them. Kit tells him that we want to meet the greatest magician here, who is the leader here. And then that great dwarf magician himself comes in front of them. And this is the magician whose queen had told, and he had saved Elora's life. Kit tells him about herself here, on which the great magician said that I know you, and your brother is still alive. The monsters picked him up and took him with them, to take him to Crone. Crone is actually a special soldier of the cruel magician. She also has a lot of dark powers. She is very dangerous, and now she does all the wrongdoings. She will help the cruel magician to come back to life. She lives in a very old city across the scattered sea. The prisoner immediately said that I have traveled all over the world. There is no place like the scattered sea. The magician said that that city is so powerful and dangerous that not everyone can go there. Then the magician looks at the prince's friend. He was very surprised, immediately comes to her and holds her hand, and starts reciting some spells, from which a tattoo appears on the side of the prince's friend. The tattoo was also on the arm of Elora when she was born. Surprisingly, the magician reveals the secret, that you are the magician Elora, and you are very special. You should not have come here by crossing the border. It can also be a danger. But she forbids him that you were wrong. I am not a magician, I am an ordinary girl. I cook food. The magician said no. You are our magician Elora. You are the queen of the 7 worlds. You are the one who saves humanity from the dark powers. Now why was he saying this? We went to know this a few years ago, when this magician had saved Elora. He had given her to the queen, the mother of Kit, so that she could protect her, and could hide her identity from the world. The magician came to the queen and said, that now return Elora to me, because the time has come. We should train her. But the queen refused, saying that she is still a child. It is better to keep her away from the fight. The magician said, but we are late. After all, how long can we stop the enemy? This thing is not in our control. And if we do not teach her now, then she will forget her magic. The queen got angry. She said that you are not such a capable magician, that I should send her to you to teach magic. Now this magician felt so bad, that he immediately left from there. Now in the present time, the dwarf magician has brought them to his place. When everyone came to know that Elora is alive, and has come here, then all the people become very happy, and meet Elora very well. But because she does not know magic yet, the queen has been hiding Elora's identity for so many years, and kept her in her kitchen to cook food, just to save her life. But now when she found out that she has also gone to save the prince, she got very worried. She immediately sends her brave soldier, so that she can catch Elora and bring her back. And here we can clearly see that this brave soldier has been injured in the monster attack, and there are changes in his body, and the actions are also very strange. All the dwarfs were celebrating Elora's arrival, when Elora asks the magician, when will we go across the scattered sea to find the prince? Then the magician says that you will not go anywhere. You will stay here and learn magic. But in anger she says that I cannot sit like this. I have to go to save the prince, and then get up and go from there. The magician's daughter gives her dad the magical stick of Elora that she got with her in childhood. Then the magician found out that Elora has gone somewhere in anger. That's why he tells everyone to hurry up. Don't waste time. Find her, because she will save everyone from the dark powers and Crone. After a while, the magician found Elora near the river. They was telling her that you don't insist on going with me. Your life can be in danger. You should focus on learning magic. Then Elora says that okay, I will learn magic, but on one condition. You also come with us. Teach me magic there and we will also find the prince. Then the magician agreed, saying that yes, this is also fine. because you cannot save the prince without me, and I can't stop Kern without you." Now they started leaving from here. The magician's daughter tells him, "Dad, take care of yourself. You are a great magician. I have a lot of faith in you," and they left. On the way, the prisoner, Kit, says that Aurora's dad was also a magician, whose magic cover is considered very powerful, in search of which I spent my whole life. At one place, the magician gives a seed to Aurora, and tells her to bury it in the ground, and read the magic spell with her, which was very difficult. She was not even able to speak properly. The magician says you practice again and again, if you are successful in memorizing the spell, and the plant comes out of this place, then understand that you have learned magic. Now Aurora practices from the morning to evening, but the plant does not come out of that place. That's why she tells the magician that I think I am not Aurora the magician. Hearing this, he got angry. He said that you can't remember such a small line, whereas in that magical city, you will have to say a lot of big spells. Because of this scolding, Aurora also got angry. She gets up and leaves from there, and she started practicing alone at one place. But then the brave soldier sent by the queen comes and makes her unconscious. He picks her up and takes her with him. After she leaves, we can see that a berry fruit plant has come out of that place, which means Aurora learned magic. Unaware of all this, the prisoner started telling his story to Kit, the story of that magical cover and its key, which is only for the one, which is worth it. But Kit says this story is very boring. "You do this, tell me about my dad. Because you were his friend, you must know a lot." During their talks, the magician came here and asks them where's Aurora, even after searching a lot. When she is not found, everyone goes to look for her. Kit's friend saw that the brave soldier is taking Aurora unconscious and taking her with him. She asks, "What are you doing?" To which he replies, "The queen told me to do this." But she understood that his intentions are not right. That's why the rest of the people came here, seeing whom the brave soldier, who himself had come under the control of the dark powers, takes all his companions under his control, and attacks Kit and her group with them. For a long time, swordplay was going on between the two groups. They were hitting each other a lot. During the fight, Graydon frees Aurora, because he started liking her. To save Aurora, the magician got an idea. He immediately threw the bomb, but the plan went wrong, because Aurora, the brave soldier and his companions, disappear from there with the blast, after which the magician and the rest of the people move forward to save Aurora. After coming to one place, black clouds began to cover. A message is immediately written on it, that the people of the dark powers want to capture Aurora's people. There were two ways in front of them, but they did not know that the brave soldier has taken Aurora on which way, so that's why two teams were made. Kit asks the prisoner in the journey that you have been with my dad, so why don't you tell me anything about him? So now he starts telling that not only me, but your dad too was looking for that magical cover, because with its help we can stop the crone, by bringing the cruel magician and the dark powers into this world. A little further, he sees the door of a ruin. When they goes inside, there was a well there, in which the prisoner jumps without thinking. There he gets the key to the magical cover, meaning that one of his searches was completed today. Taking this, he quickly comes out and takes Kit and goes out. She asks him, "Did you find something from the well?" But he doesn't reply. The brave soldier was about to take Aurora to the other side of the mountain. Before that, Graydon and his companions come there. Graydon throws the stone on the head of the soldier, and asks him to stay away from her. With this, a swordplay starts between them. After breaking a wall, Kit and the prisoner also come there, and they begin to fight with the soldier. The brave soldier, after attacking Graydon with his black powers sword, and makes him injured, before he could kill Graydon, the dwarf magician hits his magical stick on the ground, from which the black powers were removed from the soldier and his companions. As soon as the evil powers were removed, the soldier begins to agonize. He regained his senses, but his condition wasn't good. He tells Kit's friend that from now you'll take care of Aurora. My time has come and please give me a favor. Please take me out of this painful life. She begins to cry because she doesn't want to do this, because this brave soldier has raised her like his own daughter, but also he must be removed from the pain. She takes the sword with heavy heart, and kills him with a single attack. Now, they move ahead after burying their dead friends, but Graydon falls there after being weak, because he was quite injured in the attack. The evil powers were soon to control him. Now, the magician finds a city that disappeared a long ago. All the people come in that palace. This palace was of no one else but of the queen's mom, the cruel queen, and Kit's grandmother. The magician ties Graydon after coming inside, so his black powers can't harm anyone. Graydon says, "I don't want to harm anyone from you. It would be better to kill me." Now, Kit already doesn't want to marry him, so she agrees to kill him, but the magician stops her. by saying, "Stop," and he brings a book from the library, in which everything was written that how to remove the black powers, for which some items were required. He tells everyone to check the whole palace for this, but also forbids this, that none of you would go near the tomb of the palace. He starts his work of getting out the black powers. When he opens the shirt of Graydon, there were strange marks on his body that were increasing, about which not the magician nor Graydon know. The magician puts the boiling water on his marks. After reading the book, he begins to put the herbs. Because of this, he begins to agonize with pain. Meanwhile, Elora hears a voice. When she comes to a room while chasing it, she begins to have a thought in which her mom was dying. She becomes quite worried to see this. After being normal, when she came inside, Graydon was completely cured. Seeing him safe and sound, she becomes happy. Everyone has gone to the tomb. The magician has also called you there. Saying this, he takes her to the tomb. After coming here, Graydon turns into a devil. When Elora begins to run after seeing this, the magician comes. Graydon throws a big stone and attacks him. At the right time, when the magician turns, he has a narrow escape. The evil power inside Graydon tells Elora, "The cruel queen has died because of her mistake. The mistake she did, I'll never do." Saying this, he takes Elora under his control, and holds her and begins to open the door of the black world, that was near the tomb. The magician again takes his magical stick and attacks Graydon. From this, he falls far away. She convinces her that only you can save him, because you're the queen of 7 worlds. If you couldn't save him, you'll live the rest of your life in pain. After being convinced, Elora comes to Graydon, and begins to pull all the black powers from his mouth inside her. With this effort of hers, Graydon was completely cured. He wakes up and sits. Then the monsters, who have imprisoned Kit's brother, see them. They come immediately and attack them. The magician does magic and after burning fire with his small device, and kills all the monsters. They all come to a place and hide after being escaped. But the monsters were quite clever that they come there. To escape from them, they come to a forest, where the monsters can't come. They once again escaped. After taking Elora to a place, he begins to teach her magic. Then the leaders of the tribe take them to them. Kit comes to the tribe's leader and tells her, "That crone has imprisoned my brother. We've to save him and please let us go." Hearing this, all the people begin to laugh. After holding them, they enslave them all at different places. Kit was with Elora and she tells her that "I'm worried about my friend. What if they kill him? Because they've enslaved him differently." Elora calms her and says nothing will happen. After showing a stick, she tells her that "I've stolen this from the magician. With its help, we can go out." The magician sees a small house there, in which small people were living. They were as smaller as the size of a hand. The dwarf friend of the magician gives him a map. With its help, they can run away. Elora shows a stick and says "I've stolen it from the magician." She was practicing magic with its help. She does magic and as she begins to run with Kit, the people of the tribe come and surround them from all sides. They were caught again. The leader of the tribe again comes to them. Kit's friend comes and holds her, and puts a knife on her neck. The leader frees her and begins to fight with Kit's friend. She sees a mark on her neck, and after being stopped, she asks her to come to her tent. When Kit's friend goes to meet the leader, she tells her that she is also having the same mark on her neck as you have. This is applied in our tribe when the child is 10 days old. It means that we're from the same family and you're my sister, who was taken away by some people. The monsters again come and attack them. They bravely face them. One of them was killed by the prisoner. Later, we see the prince who finds him at a deserted place. He was thinking to go but then he hears a sound of a woman. That was of no one else but Crone, the big creature who captured the magician and Kit, and brought them to their place. Here another man was also imprisoned, who was imprisoned by the big creature. He says that "You'll never be free from here, because when I was brought here, I thought I'll be free. But see, after so many years I'm still here." He tells him about himself that "I'm the companion of the thief, i.e. Kit's dad." Now, the prisoner and the other people come to a place to find Kit and the magician. The big creatures have started to hurt Kit, because they wanted to know where Elora is. They were trying to feed her with insects. Along with this, they tell her that Crone is our queen. She is not what you think about her. Meanwhile, the prisoner and the other people come. The creatures know that the other people have come here. The creatures go to capture them. During this time, Kit has freed herself, her dad's thief companion, and the magician. When the other people were walking, they wear masks on their faces, so the creatures can't recognize them. The creatures have reached them, but can't recognize them because of the mask. The prisoner takes Elora and Kit's friend to a place. The thief also takes Kit and the magician there. They were all happy to meet each other, and decide to open a secret door, with the hope that there might be the treasure. Before going inside, 2 riddles were asked from them. If they answer correct then fine, otherwise, they will die. So after thinking and answer correctly, they come inside. There was a lot of treasure there. There was the magical cover there that the prisoner takes. Kit finds her dad's sword. She was quite sad and takes the sword. Along with this, she begins to hear her dad's voice. While chasing it, she begins to go. But Aurora stopped her from doing this. When they began to go, the big creatures come in front of them. There was a big attack from both sides. So they come to a different place after running. There was a lot of water under this place. And they try a lot to save Kit. Aurora does magic with that stick but it was useless. Because the way was closed from Kit fell down. The prince, who was stuck in a deserted place. He comes to the same place again and again. He was tired and sat at a place when he heard a voice of a girl. The prince tells her that the monsters have taken us here. I tried a lot to go from this place. But I come to this place again and again. Aurora was doing her magic again and again. Finally, she becomes successful. They start walking and after coming further, they come to a hut. There was an old man there who tells them, if you have to go to the other side of the sea, I'll give you my ship. That goes with the help of a big sea animal. But I'll take money in return for this, and they agree. When the prince wakes up, he doesn't find the girl. On finding her, he sees her standing at a place. She tells him that we've to go on the other side of this yellow way. Maybe there is a way there but the prince finds this strange. They were all in the hut when the monsters come there. In order to save from them, Kasdan takes them all. And after sitting on the ship, they go. The ship that a sea animal was operating. The monsters were still chasing them. They try a lot and fight with them. And Aurora does her magic but it was useless. As soon as Kasdan plays his flute, then the monster erupted in the air. Later, they get rid of the other monsters as well. Kasdan has performed magic with the flute. It means that he was also a magician. Kasdan was feeding the sea animals. Aurora was also learning magic. She performs different types of magic. There the girl was talking strangely to the prince. She says that I've come before you. He doubts and asks her, have you brought me? She doesn't answer. Leave this all, and come with me. He feels something strange and he begins to run away. Now, the magician thinks that his daughter is in the trouble. He decides to go but Aurora stops him by saying, no please stay here, we need you. Now, they've to travel on foot. Because their sea animal was sick, they were moving ahead, and a pit comes in front of them. From this, they understand that they've forgotten the ways. Kit and Aurora jump into the pit. After coming down, they begin to look around. They come to the city where the prince was. The prince comes into the words of the girl. And says I'll do whatever you say. She tells him to drink a yellow magical water. And the prince comes out and his appearance was quite changed. Seeing him like this, both of them become quite afraid. Actually, the prince has come under the control of the girl. Because of taking that water, the prince comes and meets his sister and Aurora. Aurora asks him, how do you know that I'm Aurora? He tells her that Krone has told me, she met me here. She is too good, and whatever is said about her, she isn't like that. The girl who was with the prince for long was Krone, and hearing this, Aurora tells him, my brother, open your eyes, she is just pretending to be good. She is just using you, so she can bring the evil queen to life. While standing near the pit, they all were thinking about what to do. The prince comes inside with Kit and Aurora. Krone was also there, and the prince says that we should help Krone by making her free from here. Kit and Aurora takes time to think about helping her. Then they ask what we need to do. Krone says nothing special but to cross this yellow light. 3 of them also come out. They've also found the city and they immediately come inside. Kit and Aurora, after listening to Krone, come on the other side of the yellow light. Here Kit's mom, the queen, meets her. She tells Aurora to forgive me because I've kept this all secret from you. I've done this all for your betterment. Here the prince was also there and he was also getting married. Kit doesn't find this all right, she thinks this all fake. Kasdan, Kit's friend and the prisoner also reached. They find the door closed, and it was useless. They all become frozen because of the storm. In the other world, Aurora tells the prince that I've learned many magics. Hearing this, the prince gives her the same yellow water to drink. So after taking this, Aurora will be like them. And she can be at the side of Krone. During this time, Kit sees her dad, who tells her that you've to save Aurora. You're going to protect her. Hearing this, Kit goes to check on Aurora. But she wasn't there, only Krone was there. She tells Kit to listen to her and takes this water. As soon as you do this, I'll get the blood of 6 people in your family. Then the prince and Aurora were to get married. Then the dwarf magician comes, who after performing the magic, takes Aurora out of her dream that she was having for long. And this all was getting true. He makes them all alive. All those who have become a stone. Later, Krone comes to her real form that was quite scary. Seeing her, Aurora begins to fight with her. The prisoner and the other people begin to fight with the monster. Then Graydon also comes, who has the magical stick. He tries to kill Crone with a heavy magic, but she was quite powerful that she easily bears this magic. This can't harm her, but she begins quite angry. Now, she does her dangerous magic on Graydon. She pushes him to the yellow path. As a result, he dies. They all, including Elora, were quite sad. The prisoner also holds the magical cover and gives it to Kit, saying that it isn't affecting me, maybe I don't deserve this. You can wear it, maybe it affects you. During this, Elora alone was fighting with Crone. And a dangerous fight was going on. The magician was also fighting with the stones coming to humans. They were all the soldiers of Crone. Elora can't face Crone, so she comes to a place to save her life. During this time, the magician talks to Elora, saying you're quite brave, and the one to save others. You must not be scared but to fight with Crone. Get rid of the fears so you can properly fight with her. These words affect Elora. Now, she fights with Crone after putting out all the fears from her heart. By using her powers, she attacks Crone with dangerous magic. As a result, a hole becomes in Crone's heart, and her heart burns into ashes. As soon as her heart burns, Crone also ends. While dying, she comes to her young form for a while. The prince comes to her and she tells him that you've to fight the war of the cruel queen. Now, you'll rule the city. After this, the prince becomes a devil. Along with black powers, Crone's powers also come inside him. As soon as Kit wears the magical cover, she puts a key inside it. It begins to activate, which means it begins to work. After spreading, it becomes a full suit from a cover. Later, unique powers come inside Kit. She takes the sword and begins to fight with her devil brother. A dangerous fight goes on between them for a long. Kit doesn't want to kill her brother, and tells him that you've to come out of all these black powers. As he wasn't in his senses, he doesn't listen to her, but he keeps on fighting. Kit also faces him and throws him down. She was about to kill him, but the magician comes there. After giving her the powers of his sticks, he tells her your brother is in darkness. With the help of these powers, he'll come into the light. With these powers, she begins to cure her brother. The prince begins to remember the time from his past to now, that I spent such a good time with my family and Kit. With these memories, the prince comes out from the black powers. His face, which became ugly because of the evil powers, has also been cured. Kit becomes quite happy to see her brother cured. Later, we find Graydon at a place, and there were dead bodies around him. It means he wasn't dead but alive. And when Crone threw him to the yellow path, he came to this world from another world. When he opens his eyes, he finds Elora in front of him. She tells him that I can't rule alone in this world, I need you. Later, we see a big army of monsters. It reveals that she wasn't Elora but the cruel queen in her form. She has taken the form of Elora, so she can take him into her words. She told Graydon that she needed him, because she was going to use Graydon to be alive and to rule this world. She would ask him to do undoings as she had taken from Crone. The season ends with this.